they talk about the influence of the Moors or the advent of the Moors in Moorish Spain, also in Britain, provinces in Europe. Different historians have talked about this, Runoko Rashidi, etc., etc. But the dominant ideology is that the Moors of Spain and who came into different parts of Europe were Arab, period. Is that accurate?
No, it's not, no. What it is the official language that they spoke was Arabic. But it doesn't mean that ethnically. There were Arabs among them, but most of these Arabs, surprisingly enough, come from either southern Arabia or Yemen. So they would have been very dark anyway. But no, the main peoples were various peoples in the Sahara Desert. Scholars call these people Berbers, others call them Moors, and essentially people such as the Tuaregs or the Sanhaja. And these are mostly the people that would then make up the Moorish culture.
Okay.
So what we have then is that if you want to, if you like, break down the four Moorish dynasties. The first one was the Umayyad dynasty. Then we get the Almoravid dynasty, the Almohades dynasty, and the Beni Nasir, or the Nasrid dynasty.
Okay.
The middle two, the Almoravids and the Almohades, were both Africans. The Almoravids come from, on a modern map, it would be Senegal.
That was what they call, historians call the Senegambia.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
In the ancient times, that was called the Kingdom of Tekra, and that's where which was a kingdom within the ancient Ghana Empire. And the Almohades were black Moroccans from the Atlas Mountains. We know they're black because there's a scholar called Abu Shama who describes the ethnic group, the Mesmuda Berbers, and he specifically describes them as Sudan, which means black.
Okay. And these were what essentially are Muslim peoples. The various Moorish dynasties you mentioned, they were essentially historically Muslim people.
Indeed, yeah.
Indeed. But Rashid, you look somewhat mesmerized.
I tell
what's
you,
your thoughts on this? Is it a revelation to yourself?
Yeah, because sitting next to Robin, you learn so much, and it's an honor to be here. And I mean, as the dialogue developed, I really would learn a lot from what's been discussed. So continue.
So the idea is, or the contemporary idea is how, because we're in a post-colonial era, Europe colonized much of the world, Africa in particular is relevant to this conversation. So we're quite clear about European influences and ideas, in what direction they went post-colonialism. But before, when we're talking about before 1492 and before the fall of Granada, am I right in suggesting that ideas were coming out of Africa or out of African civilizations, at least in Europe, that were influencing European culture?
Yeah, if you were to look at a map of influences, arrows should be going both ways in every situation, because that's how human culture evolves. It evolves by group A influencing B and B influencing A. Now, so when the Europeans talk about how they influenced the world, they're not lying, but what they didn't do was tell you how the reverse happened, and that's what they conveniently missed out. And if they want to concede that others influenced them, they will concede that the Arabs influenced them. They will concede that the Turks, the Hindus, and the Chinese, the one group of